Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's talk about Maxie for a minute. By the way, does anyone know about Brock TV's thoughts on Maxie? I haven't watched his videos in a little bit, and well, I know I'm going to be a lot harsher on Maxie than Brock TV will, because for some odd reason, I just do not understand this woman. And I said this yesterday, or maybe the day before, that Maxie can either be really smart or really stupid. Guess which one we're going to pick today? Yep. So she's holding her baby, which, by the way, I'm sitting there thinking, somebody is going to probably come into this living room at any point in time and be like, what are you doing here? Aren't you, missing your child? Like, this is kind of odd behavior for somebody who just got their child kidnapped from them, and you're just kind of rocking this child like, it's like, what are you doing? Maxie, I feel like, is her own worst enemy in this broken storyline. Okay? Because, one, she is literally isolating herself from the people that will sit there and lay down their lives for her child. I don't understand why she's not sitting there telling anyone about her plan to sit there and help her out, emotional support, something. Nope. So she's holding this child, which she really shouldn't be doing, and Valentine and Brooklyn walk in, and Valentine's like, what is she doing with my child? So, Brooklyn's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? At some point, Valentine's like, oh, let me just put her down and stuff like that. And Maxie just walks away, and I'm just like, no, this totally makes sense. Yeah, no, this is, this is totally not suspicious at all. I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, Maxie, are they just trying to make this character just look more dumb each and every day? There's one point where Brooklyn's like, hey, how about we go on the terrace or whatever, just sit there and talk, fresh air and stuff like that. Maxie's like, oh, I'm good. You can't be this stupid. You just can't be this dumb. So she finally gets out on the terrace and she's like, what are you doing? May I remind you, this was your plan in the first place. So Maxie starts spouting off about how I miss my baby, it's physical pain, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting there thinking, Maxie, what do you think is going to wind up happening if Peter actually found you, was wondering why you are visiting this woman who you really don't like, visiting her child who happens to be born on the same day as yours? What do you think that pain is going to be like? You can't be this stupid. Oh, wait. Never mind. She's also the person that married Levi, so I guess everything is just kind of up in the air with this character. So after Brooklyn finally gets her to see some sort of some sort of common sense about this whole thing. And Brooklyn's like, listen, there may be a way for you to see your child. I don't know yet, but, I'm working on it. Guess we'll find out what that is. So she goes back inside, and Anna's there talking to Valentine. Anna, at first, Maxie walks in, and Maxie's like, Anna, what are you doing here? Maxie, what the hell are you doing here? What do you mean, what is she doing here? What are you doing here? Are you kidding? It's so dumb. It's between that and this broken storyline, but whatever. So Anna's like, listen, we're gonna sit there and go searching for your baby in Pentucket or whatever. And Maxie's like, oh, well, the police already was looking through and combing stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they would have found something. Like, what do you think you're going to be able to find? Wow, Max, you almost sound like you aren't really too enthusiastic about her trying to find your baby. No, that's not suspicious at all. Like, that's not suspicious, I don't understand it. But but Anna's like, listen, we're going to go over there, we're going to sit there and figure it out. We're going to get your baby back. Now, Maxie and Brooklyn just have that look in her face like, his plan is falling apart. His plan was falling apart from the very start of it. And, I'm sitting there thinking, Maxie, if you couldn't handle the fact that your baby was at the Quartermain's house, and that's too much for you. She originally planned to have somebody like spearhead had her child somewhere even further than that. And if you thought that this was going to be agonizing, what you thought was your original plan was going to be? Whatever. So let's talk about Nicholas. Is there somebody in the writing staff that just doesn't like Nicholas at this point? Because I'm just trying to figure out what... This isn't decisions that a rational person would make and things that a rational person wouldn't say. And I just don't understand this new version of Nicholas and why they just feel so hell-bent on just making him look like a dumbass each and every single day. It's almost as though like, well, you can't disappoint me this time. He gets into an argument with Ava. Because Ava's like, listen, we need to sit there and separate. Whoever this person is don't want us together, and my child is at risk at this point. I just had to give my child to Carly. No, we can't do this. You know what Nicholas starts doing? Acting like an entitled, selfish 12-year-old child. He's all like, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to stay together. We're going to build an army. I'm going to get an army and stuff like that. I was like, well, if you was going to do that, why didn't you not do that before? What, the threat wasn't real enough before? Now you're all like, oh, I'm going to get my own squad and everything like that. And he's just literally just fighting her tooth and nail on the fact that, y'all got to separate. And what's so stupid about this whole thing is that Ava wasn't like, you got to separate forever, just until you find the person that is behind this. This man is not there acting like once he leaves that door, that's it forever. And in no way or shape does she actually say that. So this whole temper tantrum that he's doing makes literally no sense whatsoever. It even gets to a point where Ava's like, if this was Spencer, how would you feel? He doesn't say anything. It's almost like things like that just didn't dawn in his head. I mean, the fact of the matter is, she's worried about her child, and you're just like, I want what I want. And Ava, through all that, it's still there saying that you love this man. Are you kidding me? This is just... Okay. But finally, after all the whining and crying and more whining, Nicholas decides to, pretty much pack up his bag and walk out of there in a huff. Because heaven forbid that Nicholas does not get what he wants. Okay? And again, this whole thing is so stupid because once again, well, it's not permanent, dumbass. It's temporary until you find the person who's doing this. So their scenes after a while just went on way too long, and it made no sense. But this is what we're doing because whatever. Now let's talk about Chase for a minute and why he started whining like a 12-year-old little schoolgirl because Finn wouldn't give him the answer of why one drug protocol didn't work and why the other one did work. I'm sitting there thinking, Chase, why don't you just be grateful that you're among the land of the living, that you're breathing the oxygen, that he had to, like he said, cross so many boundaries and FDAs and all this other stuff like that just to make sure that you're alive. And you're sitting there whining and pouting and stuff like that, talking about, oh, you gotta tell me the truth, you gotta tell me the truth. Man, I hope he has that same energy when Willow finally tells him the truth. I hope you have that same energy, because that's gonna be really great. But, after Finn doesn't give him an answer, Gregory tells him the truth as far as him being his dad. Finn comes back, they have a full house moment, and, everything's all good again. So, cool. Now, Liz... Liz told Jason that, don't worry about Peter anymore. He's not going to be a problem. I can't really get into details because it doesn't just involve me, but you just have to trust me and take me at my word. Are you kidding me? So you're going to give this man a half-ass you're going to give him a half-ass story and just what? He's just supposed to sit there and trust you with the rest? You are kidding me, right? Like, this is a joke. You know the sad thing is that Jason is like, alright, fine, I get it. Wait, what? Come on now, we all know if the roles were reversed, Liz would be sitting there hounding Jason to no end. But now we're just supposed to sit there and trust you and take you for your word. Like, okay, sure, whatever. So, with that being said, Finn walks over and Finn's like, yo, what y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? I'm still starting to think about the fact that Maxie actually walked in the room and told Anna, what are you doing here? I can't get over that. Like, sweetheart, what are you doing here? Anyway, Finn and Liz talk, and I'm going to be honest, they don't really talk about much of anything important. And this is the part where I'm getting to the point where in this episode, besides those couple of things that happen, the episode just kind of just goes downhill. I mean, nothing major really happens. I mean, Anna and Jordan catch each other up when Chase and Peter and Finn, and at one point, Portia comes in there, talks about Finn, and then Portia and Jordan, get all close and chummy and, offer each other support and stuff like that. And I'm like, all that support and friendship and stuff like that is going to start to go downhill real fast when Portia starts to go out with Curtis. And of course, Stella. Because even when she's now in the episode, she still finds a way to just be annoying as hell. She texts Jordan, she's like, so what's going on with you and Curtis? None of your goddamn business. Don't you have some business to mind, like, or like, define a boyfriend or lover or something? Like, no, of course not, because she's too busy getting in other people's lives to sit there and try to, I don't know, have a life for herself. It's amazing to me. It really is amazing to me that a woman that has never been married is sitting there trying to tell somebody else how to run their marriage. I can't. I really can't. Curtis and Taggart talk, nothing really too important. I mean, they talk about Portia, they talk about Trina, talk about his new club. Taggart thanks Curtis for, saving, stepping in to sit there and save Portia and Trina, and they have a couple of drinks, and that's pretty much about it, more or less. I feel like there was going to be a part where I thought that, Taggart was going to talk more about Portia, as far as, like, what are y'all two doing? Are y'all, like, together or whatever? But they didn't really do that. And the same thing with Jordan and Portia. They didn't really sit there and talk much about Curtis. They just kind of talked about everything else. And, yeah, I'm not going to lie. This episode didn't really go too much of anywhere else. I mean, Jason stopped by Curtis' place to sit there and thank him for the whole Cyrus thing, and then offered him, like, listen, if, trouble comes your way, I got your back. That was it. That was literally about it. I felt like a phone call would have definitely sufficed, but I guess we needed that scene to stretch out the hours, so that's cool, I guess. I gotta be honest, not much of anything else really happened. Yeah, I can't really think of one thing that was like as good or as stupid as like the whole Maxie stuff that happened in this episode. So yeah, I guess with that being said, I'm gonna go. Usually I sit there and start rambling, but I don't really have anything else to ramble. I think I kind of like covered everything, and I just want to thank everyone for watching yesterday, because I know it came out super late. But yeah, if I missed anything else, please let me know in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. I will catch you in the next video.